good morning, everybody. My guys are looking angelic. Wow. I should have worn white too. Come on. This is your laughter.
No, we lost our former president.
The man who always makes the law is the man that always breaks the law.
We lost our former president, so we are mourning.
Well, you don't mourn with white clothes.
Yeah,
mourn with
in
white
a way,
clothes.
no, there
Depends
is,
on your caution.
You know, yes, you also mourn with white clothes. You don't know about that. You don't know about that.
Okay. All right. Now, we lost the former president, military head of state from 1983 to 84, then came back as a civilian president 2015 to when he left in 2023. General Muhammadu Buhari, both a military head of state and a civilian president in our nation. A sad moment for Nigeria and I think the whole of the world. Sad moment. Yesterday, he was 82 years old. Kingsley.
Yeah, may so rest in peace. And may God comfort the living.
His family. Yeah. Philip?
Well, Muhammadu Buhari, has put up and he had done his bit for Nigeria and the world. And God also gave him long life. Well, may so rest in peace.
All right. We have a special session for him today. It's going to be live, so we will prompt you and tell you to join in General Muhammadu Buhari. Farewell. Okay, news of the day. Datti Ahmed gives Bola Ahmed kudos for his political doggedness and his strategy. But I don't think that his strategy is turning into good governance. What he did or what he's doing, he's still in government and still strategizing. It's just like the king doesn't know he's still king and he's still trying to be king. Do you understand? The Bible talked about David. He said it dawned on him that he was a king. And that he said, maybe there's some good side of him that we should take a look at. His doggedness, his strategies, and all that. Okafor.
Yeah, there's no way you would look at Tinubu's antecedent and not learn a few things. Datti was practically querying the people in coalition, the characters in coalition. If there is any of them that could support someone for the first tenure, support the person consistently for the second tenure. If you remember, let's flash back the bullion van we were talking about.
Yes.
That bullion van event was in 2019 election, where Tinubu was supporting Buhari's second tenure. Not even, do you understand?
Yeah.
Not for himself.
Yes.
If you remember that time,
let's take it back.
Not for him.
No, let's take it back a little bit. Let's take it back to 2007.
Yeah.
When he brought in Atiku.
Yeah.
To his head.
Yes.
Then we got to 2011 also.
Yeah.
When he brought in
Ribadu, yeah.
He could have been the one to say,
that's right. It could have been him. But he kept on supporting these people, plotting with them. Simple. And when he now got it through Buhari, he still consistently supported him for the second tenure.
Even though,
let me tell you, there's a portion of the Bible, I think it's either in 1 Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians 4:7 or thereabout, where he said, I have fought a good fight
of faith.
I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Now, there is a crown of righteousness laid up for me. That was what Tinubu did and said, Emiloko. He felt he has done it all.
Preacher.
Man of God. Right, you go give offering. He felt he has done it. He was confident right inside him. Others were not seeing it. Others were saying, no, Tinubu is already too old. No, we can't finish suffering from APC Buhari. But he felt right inside him that it's now my time. And that's what people misconstrued to think that there is emptiness in him by just flaunting about. He's not talking about the turn of the South. He's not talking about the turn of the Yoruba. He's talking about his own. He didn't say Awalokon, Emilokon. That consistency he felt, he has given the best he could. This is what Datti is challenging the coalition. Everybody wants to be president. Some of them have been wanting to be president for God knows when. Can you maintain this kind of consistent character?
Okay.
Can you be this selfless?
Okay, I'm going to come back to you. I wanted to continue, but I'm going to come back to you. Now, with what he said, he's taking a swipe at the opposition or the coalition. Now, the coalition, I think it was his brother, Baba-Ahmed, that said that, look at Atiku. He's a dogged politician. He praised him, that's Hakim. He praised him. But he said, this man has contested 7 times, back to back. He said, this is the time they should have taken the back seat and bring some other people forward. Now, Datti followed in that sequence and said that people in the opposition don't have that kind of a character to bring another person forward. Philip, how do you see this one in comparison? Because you see, if you don't put up a good opposition to the ruling party, we're still going to have the ruling party take, which is not our business anyway, anybody that wins, except we have political affiliations. But the opposition don't possess this character, the people in the opposition, and that's what that is talking about.
You know, the Ahmed Baba Datti had shown to us that he has the political understanding of the Nigerian political situation as regards forming coalition to take government from the ruling party. But he is not seeing the possibility of this present coalition with the way they are going to take power from the ruling party. Bearing in mind that the ruling party is the master of coalition. So that is why he's reminding them. Say this man, Tinubu, is a master of the game. He's the master of coalition. When he go into his own coalition, he didn't go that it must be me. He knew it will not be possible for him. He had to think out a solution of how he will become president. That what he is seeing today in the coalition is personal interest as against the common interest that are supposed to be, the driving force of the coalition. What he's saying in essence is that those of you who are having presidential ambitions today in the coalition, you should think twice. If you go this way, you will not get to where you're going. He spoke on how Tinubu front Atiku in 2007 and Nehru Ribadu in 2011. And this brings him closer to these persons. That is why some of us today, we don't believe that Atiku is actually fighting Tinubu because they have a very good relationship. That is why Nehru Ribadu will do anything for Tinubu to remain in power to 2031 because of what Tinubu did for him in 2011. So his message is to those who are in the forefront of the coalition, people like Amechi, who are still young, people like Erofai, who still have opportunity, and especially these 2 young men who can plot for somebody to be president, to not themselves in this coalition, so that they can prepare the way for themselves in the future, just like Tinubu did for himself. But if they continue in this way, in fact, like we've always said, the coalition is started on a very wrong footing, and we don't see how it's going to survive, especially with the ADC. The ADC they took as their vehicle, they're already having problems. There are crises everywhere. That is because they are too much in a haste. They are not strategic enough. They are not planning enough. Just like Tinubu planned when he formed the APC in 2013, 2014, that produced Buhari in 2015. If the coalition must do something, they must go back to the drawing board to say, look, wait a minute, where are we going? Is this the way we are going to go to rescue power from this government? This is not going to take us there. Okay. Let's look for a formidable hand, just like Tinubu looked for Buhari in the north, irrespective of who Buhari was, because he felt Buhari was the right person at that time. Let the coalition, what Babati is saying, is that let the coalition look for the right person at this time from the south.
Now, what Tinubu cashed on was the traction that Buhari had. It was an organic thing. Say Baba. I mean, CPC came in 2011, I guess, 2011. And if not for our electoral system or voting pattern that is widened by 2 weeks, most of the governors don't like staying, or states don't like staying in the opposition. They had the presidential first, and the traction was big, then CPC could only take one state. CPC was forecasted to have taken almost all the states in the northeast and the north central, but they only got Nasarawa. Then he saw that they've merged, and he single-handedly made sure. Atiku contested in that primaries, and he lost.
Yeah.
And he brought in Buhari. He saw that Buhari could galvanize them. What he wanted was that he wanted them to get the presidency first, and they got it. Then he put himself forward. This was his strategy. Do you think the opposition has something like this?
Yeah, in as much as that was a strategy, it was a fractional strategy. And why do I call it a fractional strategy? Because at a tail point, the 2023 election is still one of the most contested elections we've ever had, because people felt it was snatched.
Not 2023.
2023 was. I'm coming.
It's 2023.
I'm telling. That's why I say fractional strategy.
Okay.
Why I'm telling, because we're taking it leading to where Asiwaju became president.
Okay.
I mean, strategy is to get, it's a pathway to your result.
Yes.
At the resultant part, which is the end, people felt the 2023 was snatched away. Why? Because Buhari's performance wasn't very, very good. Apart from organic followership, bringing up anybody for organic followership, you have to look at character, competence, and capacity. If Buhari had delivered very, very well, during 2023, Nigerians would have animosity against APC. Asiwaju's, I quoted 2 Timothy 4:7.
Yes.
If you look at the completion of that point, say, henceforth, a crown of righteousness is laid up for me, which the righteous judge shall give to me that day. I will not snatch it and run. No. The righteous judge will give it to me. Meaning that the people would have willingly voted for you and say, PC, continue. If your strategy had worked very well. In as much as Datti is trying to eulogize and try to give credit to some of the things they did, there are some loopholes that the coalition can take advantage of. In that, in Tinubu's consistency and plotting, the best candidate was also not put forward. Buhari's competence and capability was not checked. It was not evaluated. Though he's late now, they say somebody that is dead. You don't talk evil about him.
We're talking
He
about
promised to do 4 refineries in all the.
None was done.
None was done. We leave him and God to that one. we leave that. We leave him to God on those ones. He said, "Now 1 naira will be."
we leave him.
Those ones. You can't just get in there. So the coalition still has some hope. What that is pushing forward is like evaluation 2. For them, for those who really have, just like what he has said, for those who really have time on their side and all on their side to work with one person, support that person that might have a strategy, a pathway to you becoming, not only you, all those that followed you. You completed the quote. Say the crown not only for you, but all those that work with you. The entire, let me tell you, during 2023, a lot of people were even questioning Asiwaju's candidacy. People were saying, why not support Osibanjo? And I still believe, Nigerians believe that if the election was between Osibanjo and Peter Obi, Nigerians would close their eyes and go and vote anywhere, enter, I'm okay. So we should remove self in all these strategies and plan. It doesn't have to be us. Those young ones in coalition who might support another candidate so that it might come to them tomorrow does not have to be them personally. It can be somebody within your circle that you know. Do you understand me? In 2023 election, it could have been Osibanjo versus Peter Obi. A lot of people felt that Atiku didn't even need to contest. After all, your brother Buhari just finished 8 years. So those selflessness is what conceptually Datti was challenging.
Now, you see, I want us to look in one direction. I think Datti is bringing out the good side of Tinubu. It's not giving a whole credence to Tinubu's. Do you understand? And said there's something good in this man that we can take, which the coalition is not taking. There's too much of self. I'm trying to tell them that Asiwaju was not self when he was making people. And that's how he got it. Do you think they will listen?
Well, I cannot speak for those in the coalition, but I think some of them will listen. And they're already acting in that direction. Why do I say so? Malam Nasir El-Rufai is one of the prominent men in the coalition. He has said with time without number that he's not contesting for any election at this point. Peter Obi has also said that he's not desperate to be president, but he wants a Nigeria that works for every one of us. So some of these persons, some of these characters, majorly these two characters, I think they have that kind of, listening ear to listen to the public, to act right. But bulk of the people in the coalition, they are very, very selfish, especially the person of Atiku Abubakar, former vice president of Nigeria. He is so self-centered to the point that he doesn't see anything good in anybody becoming president while he's alive. So this, it is. I think this, suggestion from that is to majorly, channel towards, Atiku, as his brother has already told Atiku that take the back seat, be an elder statesman, and guide the youth to build a country that works for every one of us. I think I'm adding my voice to that too.
Now, in closing, Datti has said his own. The coalition is on course. A bumpy ride it has been since the coalition was formed. They didn't tie the nitty-gritty. What they should have done first is what they are doing last. Bolaji Abdullahi, that's their spokesman, showed us how they brought all the state chairmen together. I think this is what they should have done first.
Yeah.
And have a unism in their voice. They didn't do that, though they are doing it right now. Is it a part of their character that is talking about?
Well, one thing you have to know is a lot of people were disappointed with the faces they saw in coalition, the older faces, David Mark. There's nothing wrong with them. Their experiences are well valued, these older people still believe in stick and carrot method. In their own time, once they have said it, it's as good as done. Nobody's going to challenge them. A lot is changing. You can't just, remove state chairman just like that. You can't just acquire, a party like somebody acquiring a business. So, in olden days, a national chairman of party calls the shot on everything. But it's not like that. People are realizing we have a constitution, and there are limitations of powers.
To the chairman.
Nobody has absolute powers. No, not even a president of a nation, let alone a national chairman of a political party. So they didn't, because those are old hawks. They didn't realize that. They thought it was going to be a walkover. But I am beginning to think they are getting to understand that this is the time to calm down. And hopefully they will get it right, hopefully.
Okay, we'll be looking at them. We also know, obviously, one candidate that we all think that has a good traction in this coalition. One candidate that we know the South, the North, everybody looks at to come out. And I think they know it too. It's just that sometimes they try to deny what is not. I said, who told you?
They live in self-denial.
They live in self-denial. But we're looking at them. If they make the judgment right at this time, we know that they are heroes of democracy and heroes of Nigeria. We'll be right back on News Inside.